house. This week I've got for you some coaching chat, so I'm going to take you on the first week of my new training block. And the idea is just to keep myself a bit accountable, because we're going into marathon training and it's the first week of November, and if I'm not careful I'll just want to enjoy the snowy hills and just spend hours and hours playing on the trails, which won't really add up to my best marathon performance. It's going to be Seville Marathon, 20th of February. Like I said, it's the first week of November now, which means I've got exactly 16 weeks from this week, which is the longest time I've ever put together a plan for a marathon. Why the road marathon and why Seville? Well, for me to become better in the mountains, better in the ultra distance, and keep pushing myself further in that, it's quite evident these days that my kind of faster running speed needs to be just that level above to start competing again. It will require the dedication, motivation, but more important, like I touched on in the last video, consistency, staying injury free, and just getting up every day and training like a marathon runner rather than like a trail mountain ultra runner. And then at the end of the week I'll have some accountability for myself, because I've got to share it with the one or two people that might watch it, and even if it's just for myself looking back as a bit of a training diary, that's good enough for me to keep doing these videos. It's not going to be your typical kind of marathon training diary, because I live in the hills of North Wales. See here, if you look really close you'd be able to see my house in the background, but I live at about 300 meters high, right on the snow line. So typical winter will have snow, wind, rain, everything, really low temperatures. It's not exactly flat either. For me to get a flat run of anything up to 5 to 10k, I'm going to need to drive for 20 minutes. Sometimes that's just not possible. And for me, just to enjoy the training, I am still going to make use of these hills surrounding me in the marathon training. Hopefully, as the weeks go on, it will become a little bit more interactive between us. You can ask me questions. I'll be definitely asking you some questions. I imagine there'll be some more seasoned marathon runners than me watching, hopefully, fingers crossed. And to give you a bit of context on that, I've only done a handful of road marathons, flat road marathons in my time, so the immediate kind of target is to work towards a PB, and then I reckon in about 6 to 8 weeks I'll know a little bit more and see if we can do better than just a PB. But for now it's just about building that consistency back in, easy volume, some short intervals, and kind of just getting fit again and feeling fit. It's Friday now, and the week has been filled with pretty much easy running. We did a few strides one day, and then I did 1 minute hard, 1 minute easy. So I don't want to call it tempo or something, anything like that, but 1 minute reps for me are pretty good, especially really early on in like a marathon schedule. What you don't want is start pushing too hard too early. So a minute, I can run hard for a minute, that's okay. Feel like death in between on the recoveries, but no pressure. I managed to do 8 of those. Today I'm doing 5 minute hill reps, kind of tempo effort, hopefully. Don't know what kind of pace that will be, but it's the effort that matters on the hill. Got a good runnable hill. Just done a little bit of a warm up. I'm going to do a few drills now and I'll be ready for the first 5 minutes. What I have realised that I've done is I wanted to do 4 times 5 minutes, which is pretty easy to put in the watch, but I've managed to put in 5 times 5. So we'll definitely do 4. We'll see if we get the 5th one done. That will be a nice little Brucey bonus at the end of the morning. Okay, let's get a few reps up. Okay, that's number 1 done. And after the initial shock of working at a kind of 5 minute tempo effort, it was alright actually. Yeah. That's the kind of amount of a height I've gained It's not too much, nice and runnable ground, but I do need to get this windproof off. I'm confident I can get 5 done now after that one. So that was 4, and I ran that a little bit harder because that's what I'd set out to do, was the 4. You can see I got a little bit further up the hill. I got a little bit further up each time actually, so that's promising. I've now done 20 minutes total at tempo uphill, which I haven't done anything like that for a while. So yeah, to do this last one now as a bonus and get back for lunch. Morning, it is Sunday, glorious sunshine, just in time for the return of my Sunday long runs, which haven't been for a long time, and I definitely haven't been on the lanes for a long time. Yeah, feeling pretty good about this one, end of a good week of what will we call it, pre-marathon training. So I just wanted to hit some key sessions which were kind of short tempo reps, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, some longer tempo hills, did some 5-minute hills on the last session, not the last session, like the last proper session, and then today the longer run. Got the Hoka Bondi X on, which good for my easy runs, they feel alright. If I'm honest, I won't be wearing them for the marathon or any kind of tempo sessions or even moderate sessions going forwards, which isn't a massive selling point, but yeah, they're good for easy-ish runs. So yeah, just coming up to about 21k, and this is the longest I've had these Bondi X on at a kind of moderate effort, which for me is around, looking at the minute, 4:30 k's. Big no for me. Not a big no, it's just I can only compare them really to, I guess, a Hoka Carbon X, which I could do those long moderate runs in, and these just feel a bit too spongy. Got a few hot spots. I don't ever get hot spots really, and you can't feel, I cannot feel any kind of carbon plate.